Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying for Beginner with Jim Misiura. Today I'm going to tie a wet fly, and this is the Professor. I like this in the fall just for an attractor. I'm going to use black thread. Going to start that thread at the eye of the hook and bring it back to the rear. This hook is a wet fly hook and it is a size 12. You can tie this from 8 to 14. I'm going to bring that back to where it would hang at the barb if this were not a barbless hook. I'm going to start off with the tail, and the tail is going to be red Hackle barbels. And we're going to take a nice little clump there, maybe about 15 to 20. We want them to be just the length of the hook shank. We're going to tie that in. Going to secure that, and then I'm going to make a couple of quick wraps up to the front, and then I'm going to trim that off. Making those quick wraps up the front is going to keep it level because we're going to have a floss body. Bring that thread back. Now we're going to tie in the rib. And for the rib I'm going to use a gold wire. The original pattern calls for gold tinsel. Tinsel tends to slip when it's on floss, so that's why I'm choosing to use the wire. And we're going to bring that thread all the way up to the front. And we're going to leave that thread about 1 eye length from the eye of the hook. Now we're going to tie in the body, which is yellow floss. And we're going to wrap that back and then forward. You want to kind of keep that partially twisted so it doesn't spread out for you. It will go on there flat, but you keep that partially twisted. When we reach the back, then we're going to take that to the front. And you could let that flatten out a little bit more to make sure that your body is flat. And we're going to go ahead and tie that off. Then we can trim off the excess. Now I'm going to take that rib and we're going to wrap that. With the gold wire you could actually get your rib a little bit tighter. If you use tinsel, I would use the smallest tinsel you have. For this size fly, I would say it would need to be about a 16, a number 16 tinsel. And I'm just going to helicopter that off. Just want to kind of fill in that front there. I don't want to have a step with the thread. Now for the hackle, I'm going to use a dark ginger hackle. or a brown hackle. We're gonna tie that in at the front. And keep your thread right there close so that you don't go too far forward with it. I'm going to put my hackle pliers on here. We're just going to give this a couple of wraps. There we go, about 2.5 there. And then we'll tie that in. Oop, I'm going to grab everything and pull everything to the rear. And I'm going to bring that thread up, and I'm going to come back on that thread about 1 thread width. Get that hackle going towards the rear. Got one wild one up front. Now for the wing, we're going to use, you could use mallard flank or wood duck flank. I have a wood duck flank right here. And you want to use about 1/2 inch of the barbels from the stem. When we tie them on, we want them to go to about the middle of the tail. And we'll trim off the excess. And we'll clean up that head. Take our whip finish. Tighten that up. I'm going to give it a double whip finish because I don't have any head cement right now. I got to go to the store. And then you could put head cement on there. And here we have the Professor. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please visit my sponsors, leave comments, questions, suggestions, and most of all, thank you very much for watching.